Many of you know this, and I have two. I have Henry Nouwen, who I absolutely love, and another author by the name of Frederick Buechner, who is a Presbyterian pastor who lives in Vermont. And he wrote this wonderful story about a young man who has children, and he goes outside one morning at Christmas time, and he looks up in the sky. It's that wonderful time just before dawn when the whole sky is kind of that inky neon, and there were stars in the sky and a little pink border on the horizon, and all of a sudden he looked and the stars started to assemble, and it said, "I am God." And he tells that everybody saw it. People were yelling and screaming. You could hear it all over town, people running out to see this, and oh my goodness, churches and synagogues and mosques were loaded all over the world because I am God. He tells the story of how it was on 60 Minutes and it was on every news broadcast and people explaining it and what happened and how it happened scientifically, how it happened spiritually, but nobody could really explain, I am God. And there it was, everybody had an answer, isn't this wonderful? And then the story concludes by talking about the fact that that young man is now 80. And he's sitting at home and his grandson comes to him, and his grandson is quite down. In fact, he thinks or suspects that his grandson may be even suicidal. And he sits with this young man, and he wants so badly to give him hope. And so he brings out the picture. He actually took a picture of I am God in the stars, and he showed him, do you see? To which the grandson looked at him and said, who cares? That was 60 years ago, Grandpa. Who cares? There is no miracle that can ever give you faith. There is no miracle that can give you the will to believe in a higher power, in God, let alone Jesus Christ. There is nothing that can prove it, defend it, or explain it. There is nothing in our lives that can make sense of the mystery that is living and dying. Do all of these miracles matter? Yes. Are they real? They're truer than true. They're the gospel truth. Did they transform people's lives? Yes. But does everybody get them? No. My darling dear son, Justin Grimble, spoke at his graduation 2 months after he lost his mother. I told him, talk about anything but your mother, because you'll never get through it, and neither will we, so just don't do it. Gets up and he goes, I just lost my mother. And he said, I got 2 ministers for parents. You would think that I would get an angelic visitation. I should be owed an angelic visitation. I've heard about angels all my life. Everybody talking about angels, and this one visited me, and that one visited me. Do they visit me? No, they don't visit me. This is my son. Trust me, 100% true. He goes, so one night I'm taking a dump. So proud of him, So proud. That's exactly what he said. So proud. And he goes, and I'm sitting there and I'm praying. And then I think to myself, you know what? I've never prayed before. And that's my mom. My mom wouldn't come back to tell me she's okay. My mom would be working for me to be okay. And for me to be okay requires me to do some praying. We have a choice in life. Because every single day, God is spraying all over the earth seeds of miracles. Everywhere, in everything, all of the time. The issue is whether we receive them. Do you pay attention? Do you notice? Remember something, each of these stories I just told you, people quickly pass them by. And if I was to be honest with you, in two of the cases, they don't speak about them because they don't want anybody to think they're crazy. That's the choice. You have a choice on whether you're going to see miracles. Because all of life is a miracle, every bit of it. Every bit of the living and every bit of the dying. It's all a miracle. It's remarkable. Just look at the world that we have been given. Look at our bodies. Look at one another. Look at a child. Look deep. Look inside. You can't miss it. So today I commission you to do what I've learned, which is we have the responsibility to make miracles. We really do. How do you make a miracle? Well, number one, you choose good soil. What does good soil mean? It means fertile soil. What does fertile soil mean? It means the good life, the real good life. America is plain and simply addicted to money. Everything that we talk about in these last months, everything is always about money, money, money. And yet the reality is that what we're being asked by Jesus Christ to look at is the world. By any human standard, do we realize how much we have? Do we realize the miracle of what we already possess? We have a miracle in the making every day. Good soil means service and sacrifice and even suffering, because every good life has to face a Good Friday, and understand why they call it good. There is no Easter without Good Friday. None. Goodness is rooted in tears of sorrow and loss. The good life wants to avoid the issue of the fact that we die. We as Christians claim the reality that we die. We accept it. We have this incredible symbol for our faith. Not a lotus flower, not a moonbeam, a cross, which tells us that our lives will face incredible difficulty, and yet hope and faith and love remain. We're called upon to water the soil with discipline, with devotions and prayer and worship and study. Few of us ever do it. It's the one subject that we took one course called Catechism or Confirmation and then quit. Okay, I know everything I need to know on that. How sad. Weeding the soil. What does that mean? It means stop wasting time on things you know that don't matter. Take a look at every single week in your life and ask yourself very simply, am I worrying about anything that matters? Really? Get a scarecrow. Get rid of that which you fear is being destructive in your life. Put up some fencing. Protect the buds of your faith. But more than anything else, tend your garden. Look for the miracle. Watch for the miracle. Listen for the miracle. Be in touch with your soul. They are happening everywhere. Sometimes the miracles are truly stupendous. And sometimes the miracles are so simple and average and ordinary. Just another day. Just another day. If there was one thing that Forest Church taught me in his dying, even more than in his living, was what it meant to wake up and to devour a day. To devour it, to receive it as this incredible gift, and to say, are you kidding me? I've got this whole day? Look at it. Because he told me over and over and over again in his final days, man, Bill, you never want to see the last one. no matter how bad it gets, no matter whether I'm feeling sick to my stomach, got a headache, I'm puking, I'm in pain, and isn't it a miracle I want another one? I hope every single one of us this Christmas celebrates Christmas by remembering we want another one. We want another one. It's a miracle. No matter what, we want another one. Amen.